So many people buy off-road vehicles, whether that's a Tacoma, Jeep Wrangler, 4Runner, wherever you want to pick, and they have the intentions of taking it off-roading or doing overlanding, but they never really seem to get around to doing it. Why is that? Let's jump right into the video. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and we are jumping right into today's topic, talking about why it seems like the vast majority of people who buy off-road vehicles never really get a chance to take it off-road, or if they do, they may do it once or twice in the lifetime of the vehicle. So speaking into my own personal experience, back when we lived on the East Coast, we lived in the Buffalo, New York area, Western New York, and I had two Jeep Wranglers. I also had a Jeep WK, which was lifted, and I had all the intentions of taking them off-road and doing adventures with them and everything like that. That was kind of the main reason why I actually was attracted to a Jeep Wrangler, because I wanted to go off-roading. I thought it was cool looking and I wanted to do it myself. And when I got the Jeep WK, obviously I wanted it for snow, but I wanted it to go off-roading. And I only really went off-roading really once in that Jeep, just because the big problem is there's not a lot of legal places where you can go off-roading. Most areas, especially on the East Coast, and honestly like a lot of places in the United States, the land is posted and you can't just show up on some posted land and just go off-roading, obviously for good reason. There are some recreational parks where you can go, and sometimes they'll have a fee for you to get in, and you can go off-roading there. That's fine, but a lot of times that's actually very far away from a lot of different people, and they're actually far and few between, especially on the East Coast, especially on some of these other states. It's actually a real big hassle to even find a place where you can go off-roading. I know for myself, back on the East Coast, I was looking at places to go, and a lot of places were 3 to 4 hours away. So the big thing is, though, there is that barrier to entry of just even getting to a place where you can go off-roading. Now that we're living inside the LA area, one of the big reasons why I got another Jeep when we moved out here was because of there's so much land, there's so many places where you can go off-roading. So that is a big plus. So if you live somewhere where you can actually go places legally off-roading, it does help out a lot. But I will say, even though we live here, it still is a commitment to even go off-roading. Don't get me wrong, I would say we go fairly often, for the average Joe. I'm not saying we go every single weekend, but we do go a fair amount. But it is still a actual big commitment. Most times whenever we go, it's okay, cool, we have to plan it out. Okay, this weekend we're gonna go to a trail. Here's a new trail I want to try out. Here's a new place I want to see. Kind of want to scout it out a little bit, do some research on the area, see how tough the trail is, and especially if you don't know anyone, especially for us moving out here, I don't really go with anyone else. It is actually, kind of a lot to figure out where you want to go and the right trails that you want to go to. So it is actually still a big commitment. And especially if you have other hobbies, I know for us, we do theme park stuff. If you want to check out our other theme park channel, you can. There's always a link down below. But, having other hobbies and stuff like that, it's kind of hard to coordinate everything. In theory, you're yeah, I want to go off-roading, I want to do this and do that. But you got to really think about it. It's a whole new hobby. And there's a whole bunch of stuff you have to really take into consideration. Figuring out the right gear that you want to use, finding the right locations, if you can even go there, how far is it, how long is it going to take you to get there, how long is it going to take you to get back. What happens if something goes bad on the trail? There's a lot of different factors that go into off-roading. I think it is a fun, hobby to have, and trust me, I love it. But there's a lot of different things that come up that kind of make things harder. It is easier if you, own a lot of land. You can just, tell the truth. Some people back on the East Coast, they had maybe an acre or two of land. People would have just field cars where they were just cars that were just literally not registered or anything like that, but you drove them on your field. People would do stuff like that. You can have a, unregistered older Jeep or whatever you wanted. You can go on your land, but that was really mudding, not really off-roading, but you can do stuff like that. In short, I think a lot of people think in theory that they're going to go off-roading a lot more than they actually do. But then when it comes down to it, there is things that come up. It is actually a good amount of work to actually go off-roading. Always worried about where you want to go, how long is it going to take, and really how expensive is it going to be, especially if you're going to be doing some upgrades to your rig down the line. And speaking of upgrades, if you want, check out this video right here. This is going to be my review of doing my 3.5-inch lift kit on my Jeep Wrangler JL, and the first time we took it off-road. Check this video out. We'll see you in the next one.